My final video presentation, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So System Hardening by me, DamarkusHarris. So on the agenda today, we're going to talk about the project scope, the network diagram, DISA STIGS, lesson learned in this course, and I'm going to give a demo at the end. All right, so the project scope, it's got a few bulletins. So basically, we configured, installed an Ansible server on a virtual machine, a CentOS 7 virtual machine in my case. There was 2 droplets that was provisioned using DigitalOcean. There was 20 DISA STIGs applied to both droplets, and there's a total of 3 Ansible playbook scripts used altogether. I was having trouble kind of keeping them all together, so I just separated just for better use and stuff. And then I have my project report right here as well, which also has the scope of work. So the project was aimed to harden your Linux operating system Ansible server. I installed and configured Ansible Automation software using SSH Trust to provision 2 droplets in the cloud management platform DigitalOcean. I also applied 20 DISA STIGs best practices to both droplets to ensure system security configurations are set according to the industry standards. There's a total of 3 Ansible scripts, as I mentioned before, used to fully complete this project. They are in YAML files on the server in the Ansible directory. The first script, which is a playbook YAML file, is the main script to create and provision both droplets and add the public SSH key for remote access, and our DigitalOcean API key for access to the cloud platform. The second script is our LAMP script, which is just install our LAMP stack, which is Linux, Apache, Maria, DB, and PHP to both our droplets. And then the final script is what completes the project, which is our STIGs. And this what implements our DISA STIGs to harden our system. So this is just a little brief network diagram. It was cut off a little bit right here, but this is the Ansible server right here, which the IP address is shown. So basically they both connect to both of the droplets right here at the top, which is named STIG 1, STIG 2. So it gets the DigitalOcean API key to connect to DigitalOcean, and it goes to a firewall, so which the firewall is port 20 and 80. Port 20 is for SSH, so it needs to securely connect to both of the droplets. And then port 80 is for HTTP, of course, so you can, for Apache, for, if you're using it as a web server. In this case, we're not using it as a web server, but since we did install the LAMP stack, it's important to, make sure that port is open and being utilized. And yeah, just connect to our 2 instances at the top. Here is just DISA STIGs. So I'm just explaining basically what DISA STIGs are. So DISA stands for Defense Information System Agency. And basically that agency is what provides the technical guides, and that is what STIGs is. So STIGs is a security technical information guide. So basically it's a list of different things that DISA felt that is very important when you want to protect the system. And there's a lot of different security ways and stuff like that to protect the system, and I picked 20 of them to use in this case, but there's a whole bunch out there to use to make sure that your system is hardened and is not as easy to break into the system. All right, so lesson learned. So I did do a lesson learned here in my project report. So I just want to scroll down to it. And I'll just basically say this class was very informative. I remember my previous class, if I'm not mistaken, it was information security. We learned about STIGs. We used STIGs to harden a Windows operating system. I really like using Linux and was introduced to operating system by Full Sail. I believe it's easier to navigate, and I love the fact that it's open source. And this class really showed how important it is to harden any type of system. And what I like most is that on the STIG Viewer website, which I will show in my demo next, is that it provides ways to check to make sure those STIGs are being applied. I continue to learn how to keep in touch, communicate, and build relationships in project and portfolio classes. And this class really provided me the opportunity to keep in touch with my classmates after school. And I continue to build my knowledge on Ansible and how the automation software works. These classes are honestly my favorite out of the catalog here at Full Sail. project management is always important. It gives companies the opportunity to showcase their work and progression on completing projects. All right, and next is the demo. So I'm gonna go ahead and just lower this down real quick here. And so right now I have my, I'm signed into DigitalOcean, and on the droplets page here, I don't have no droplets created. Go ahead and load my project report down. I'm gonna bring up my terminal. I should already be SSH into my Ansible server. So I'm signed in as root Ansible, and I'm already in my Ansible directory. As you can see here, using the command ls-la, I listed all the contents in that directory. And you do see here that I have my configuration file, my host file, and my 3 playbooks that we're going to use to show the project, and then the roles directory as well. All right, so first what we're going to do is we're going to run the first playbook, which is our playbook YAML. So we're going to just do Ansible playbook, and we're going to do playbook YAML and hit enter. And what this does is it basically going to connect to the DigitalOcean using that API that I mentioned in the project scope. And then it's going to send that key over to that as well. And actually, let me pause this real quick. All right, sorry about that. All right, so we're back now. We did notice like an error was here. I ran this playbook before and I just forgot to go into my host file. Wrong one. Go into my host file, and there was just some extra IP addresses from my previous run that I did. So if I just refresh right here on the droplets, I'll see my 2 that was created. So it looks like it's the one that ends in 176 and 89. So I'm gonna go ahead and just delete these 2 because that was from my previous run, and then we don't have to worry about that anymore. Save that. So you see that my 2 DISA STIGs were created, as you can see right here. So next we're gonna run. Let's clear this off. Let's pull our directory back up. Next we're gonna run our LAMP stack, and this is gonna take may take a little longer. So I'll just pause it and bring it back when it's time. And this is just simply Ansible playbook again, and LAMP. All right. And it's going to ask, since it's our first time connecting to it, so we can just hit yes. And you see that it was able to connect to the next server. We can hit yes again. And then it's going to connect to the second one that ends in 89. You see right there. And it's going to go through installing it. So I'll be return once it's finished to show you that, that progression. All right, so I'm back. So if you look here, you will see, let me just go back up. You'll see that everything went through on my LAMP to install my LAMP stack here. You see that for all of the, for both of my droplets here, the last 2 that everything was changed. If it says okay, then most likely it was already installed previously. But you see that was changed. Now I got both of my droplets right here. And if I wanted to check to say like Apache was installed, I can just do that. And you see Apache is installed, and on my other server, I can just do the same thing, httpd-v. If I wanted to check to make sure MariaDB was installed, I can do the same thing. You see right here, it actually went into the whatchamacallit. All right, so that's that. Go ahead and clear that out. Sorry, there we go. So we know that was installed. I can do the same thing here, and you will see that MySQL MariaDB was installed there, just to test to make sure that worked. So for our final one, we want to undo our STIG. So this should go quick for our STIG. So let's go ahead and clear that off, and then let's do another thing. We want to run the stigs.yaml file. So I'm gonna do Ansible playbook stigs YAML. And then what I'll do is once that finished, I'll be back and I will show, I got like roughly like 5 that I want to show just for time's sake. I might show less. I don't want to go over the time limit. But yeah, I'll be able to show that here shortly once it's finished. All right, perfect. So that was finished there. Now I do want to point out that there was one that shows that it was failed. But if you look here, This is same right here is the same stig as up here as well, and right here. So I believe the reason why this was failed and it ignored it is simply because this whole stig right here is three different things, but it's all in like a block, and some of them may not get executed because of what the previous results were. But you do see that it did apply the stigs here, and as you scroll through, you will see that all the stigs were applied, all 20 that I have as well, and just one of them was ignored, but all 20 was applied. All right, so what I did was I got the stigs viewer here, and I just want to validate to make sure. I can't validate all 20 of them because of time, but I want to validate like a couple of them. And I have here, let me see if I can find it right here, that I have. And with this, I just wrote down some stigs. So I want to validate this one. Let's pick this one. I'll let you know what this one is here in a second. So this one is basically does not allow accounts to configure with a blank or no password. So if I click on it, I can check to make sure that it works. So if I grab this command right here, this grep command, and I use it, you'll see I don't have an output, and that's good. So if it did produce an output, then that means it may be possible to log in with accounts with empty passwords. So the fact that I don't have a finding, so that's good. It's good not to have a finding. Another one I can check, and I can do the same with the other one too as well. And you see that was applied. One more that I'll check. Let's do this one right here, this last one. And these are not in any particular order. I just chose like 5 random ones that I'll go over. But this one, the root account must be the only account to have unrestricted access to the system. And to check that, I grab this command and I put it right here. And if I see any else other than root, then that would have been a finding, and that means that stig wasn't applied. But so the fact that I only see root lets me know that I did that correctly. All right, and I'll do one last one. Let's try this one here. And boom. And this basically is, so the SHA daemon does not allow authentication using an empty password. So which that's very important. So if I run this grep command, I should get permit empty passwords no, which I did on both. All right, so that is the end of my demo. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure in this class. I definitely learned a lot. I definitely continue to use these resources and skills to further my career in IT. Have a good day.